Hi everyone, this is Brian Hayes and welcome to part 7 in our series on free saxophone lessons. Today we're going to talk about the important process of tuning your saxophone. I've got a tuner app here on my smartphone. You can see it's bouncing around, it's hearing my voice and picking up the different pitches as I speak. I'm using a Boss app, BOSS, a famous brand of guitar effects pedals and one of the early guitar tuners. It's free, you can download it, put it on your smartphone. It's a chromatic tuner. What that means is, doesn't matter what note you play on any instrument, the tuner will find the closest approximation to the pitch you're playing. On the saxophone, the only mechanical tuning device we have is how far in or out our mouthpiece is on the neck cork. You can see my saxophone is set approximately about 1 centimetre from the end of the neck cork. And for most players, that's about where you will have your mouthpiece to play in tune. In discussing tuning for the saxophone, we also have to address a concept of transposing instruments. But I don't want to do that in this tutorial. We'll just focus today on the concept of tuning the saxophone to what they call concert pitch using the mouthpiece. Of the 3 notes we've learnt to date in the series, I'm going to play the note B, which, if my mouthpiece is in the right spot, will show up as a D on the tuner when I sustain the note. Let's have a look and see what happens. So you'll notice the green light is when it's perfectly in tune, but with my mouthpiece set approximately 1 centimetre from the end of the cork and using a standard level of firmness as I play that note, it's coming out as to what it should be. When you play B on an alto sax, it's actually D in what they call concert pitch, D for a piano or a guitar or a flute or anything with strings on it or anything with piano-like keyboard on it. So use the note B if you're playing the alto sax, and also B's a good note if you're playing the tenor sax to tune to. On the tenor sax, when we play B, the tuner will register it as A. And you'll note that the tuner app registered the B on the tenor saxophone as concert A. If when you play B on the alto sax or B on the tenor sax, on the alto, if the note shows flat to the left of the green light in centre position on your tuner, it means that the pitch that you are playing is slightly lower than it should be. And what we do on the saxophone, if the pitch is lower, and for us to raise the pitch, we actually have to shorten the length of the saxophone. We do that by twisting the mouthpiece left and right as we push it in. We push it in further on the neck cork. Normally, 1 or 2 millimetres is enough to correct the tuning. If we're sharp, in other words, if the needle shows to the right of the correct pitch that we're looking for, we wind the mouthpiece out a little bit, another 1 or 2 millimetres, until we can get it as close as we can to being right there on the centre point of the tuner, where the tuner, in this case, flashes the green colour to say it's perfectly in tune. The saxophone is not a perfect instrument. None of the wind instruments are, as far as perfectly in tune on every note. One of the reasons is a big part of our tuning adjustment comes from how tight or loose we hold our embouchure. So say on the note B, if I just play B straight first of all, get it in tune, watch how I can drop the pitch by just relaxing my embouchure. completely got it where it was no longer the note D on the tune. It had moved back to C sharp and even to C. We have to learn to play in tune by using our ears, comparing what we're hearing the sound source to be and what our sound source is creating. That's why the best way to learn to play in tune is to play with other musicians or to play with recordings, backing tracks that you know are in tune. I hope you're enjoying the new free saxophone lesson series on my YouTube channel. I've had the honour of working with students of all ages and abilities across 13 countries internationally. If you'd like to connect with me one-on-one for some online lessons and accelerate your learning on the saxophone, please check out the contact details on my website and send me an email. I'd be delighted to work with you. If you feel like you'd like to make a donation towards the upkeep and production of the hundreds of videos on my YouTube channel, please refer to the links in the description of every video on the channel. Thank you and enjoy your journey on the saxophone.